Hello world and all of my friends and subscribers out there. So today is day 19 of the 2016 painting challenge, and I have been away for a little bit doing some work, working for my wife who's been really sick the last week and a half or 2 weeks, but now I should be back on schedule with daily videos because pretty much I have no work to do. So, here is Festus. So far, what I've done on him since the last update is this bottle here. I did the same technique that I showed with the eyes or jewel technique that I used. Hopefully you can see in that light what it looks like. So if you wanted to do it that way, all you would have to do is look up some reference pictures of bottles and just put the highlights where you'd need them and then use the same technique. And I also just gave him a matte coat just to protect him a little bit. I've noticed that with these Reeves paints, they stick really well to the regular plastic models, but with this fine cast, they really don't want to stick at all. I found that out just by I've been handling them really carefully, but they have started, the paint started to come off on some of the corners of some of the sharper corners on things, so I thought I'd better quickly matte coat them before any more comes off. And this is actually different from the bottle I previously showed. I actually did the bottle and hated it, so I actually peeled the paint off. I could peel it off with the coat of gloss varnish straight off the bottle, and I did that with an X-Acto knife, just really carefully peeling it off, making sure I didn't make any marks, and then I just redid it and gloss coated it. And the same thing on here. I think the only new thing is the gloss coating, but I'm going to be doing some rust effects on these metal bits. I've already done a wash. Can't remember if I showed you that in the last video or not, but I did. I put some silver acrylic paint on there, then I did a couple of washes, and it looks very close to rusty, and then I'm going to use some pigments to give it a better rust effect. And so with this guy here, I can't remember what my last one was, I'm sorry. I did put some of the potion coming out of his mouth from Festus pouring it, as you can see there. So all he needs is some blood effects. And with the staff, I don't think I showed you this, I think I might have forgotten it last time. So as you can see, I did the like the skulls and the little scrolls and the little mushrooms down the bottom. And I've given it a matte coat as well. The leeches are going to get a gloss coat because they're usually pretty slimy. And then we have the little dude from that really short tutorial, who I also just slapped a matte gloss on him. He was the one who was most affected when these little wooden pieces, the corners were getting rubbed on just basically the paper that I have on my desk, and it was just rubbing straight off. So this fine cast is a little bit hard to get this paint in particular to stick to. I don't know if it's like that with any other kind of paints. And so I've also painted the skeleton leg that kind of hangs off the back of the basket, and these three like knives, or I guess, or tools of his trade for chopping up bits of person or people or creatures, and they've got silver and rust washes on them, and I'm going to use some pigments to do some rust effects on them too. So yeah, so that's my progress. And the question of the day is, what is your favorite science fiction or fantasy movie? Why? So my favorite fantasy or science fiction movie has definitely got to be Avatar. And the reason being is because when I went to go and see that movie, it blew me away. Like, I'd never seen anything like it. My favourite part is when the forest starts to glow and you can see, I've just never seen that before portrayed, and it was just so new, such a new concept, and it was just so interesting that I really enjoyed it, and it really blew me away, and I am really looking forward to the second movie that I think is coming out next year, because yeah, that's just going to be fantastic. But I do like a lot of science fiction and fantasy movies. I have a lot of DVDs and I watch a lot of movies, so yeah, that one I think has probably been the most watched movie in my entire collection. And when I first got the DVD, I watched it so many times. So that's that, and this is getting a bit of a long video, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, bye!